Salona we yo, papa, salona we yo, mama, salona we all yo, for now and so they go. Salona we yo, papa, make we knock well out. Salona we yo, mama, make we knock well out. Don't sign no day na this one, wait teeth and tongue no they jam. If we take them, kill them, and use them, we go see them God. Salona we yo, uncle, not a one my yo. Salona we yo, auntie, now we all get out. They been there before we born, they go there after we don't go. Make we try for make and beg them for them one way go get focus. Salona we yo, young boy, make we not well out. Salona we yo, young girl, make we not well out. One hand bamboo's not a shake, one finger not a big loss. If we all engage together, they go better for me and you. Salona we yo, brother, make we not well out. Salona we yo, sister, make we not well out. Grandpa they left and give we, for make we self pass am on. Refugee not to find title, elect you catch na 5-star hotel. Salona we yo, diaspora man and woman. Salona we yo, local man and woman. When we talk before we think, we must kill before we born. Make we left for take we must, then turn we country to be graveyard. Salona we yo, bamboo, make we not well out. Salona we yo, bamboo, make we not well out. All other side then they be waiting, do we just there for 12? When we make we compete look, but that not look for make we look good. Salona we yo, na papa God himself give way. Salona we yo, he not give we for make we well. When strangers say then can help, now then self then come for help. Make we left for make them take we back, fry we for feed we back. Salona we yo, na papa God himself give we. Salona we yo, he no give we for make we well. When strangers say them can't help, now they self then come for help. Then go take them make we feel good, and sit down a corner they laugh.
Fambuldem, on a good afternoon. Mina Morenike. Again at the Greensboro, North Carolina studio. I welcome on all to today at Road Show. I say big cabo and thank you for wanna take time for can join me today. Una know the guest where we get today. I don't tell una about from last week. So do ya una sit tight. We get wonderful show for una today. Me co-host then they backstage, then served already for come on. But before I bring me co-host then come, I just want to remind una, do ya if una not subscribe yet to Yard Road na YouTube, una go in and subscribe. Una just click that subscribe button where they subscribe, and somebody when they ask me why they ask and say you not subscribe yet, the person say you no get money. Not so when you subscribe, no me to say you they pay anything. All it means now that una they follow we na YouTube. Una na we follow as them at YouTube. So do ya una click the subscribe button. Then una click that little bell where they near ram. So anytime when they come on, una go get the alert. Say hey, you had already for come on over. Yeah. Una na we are good nation. So we they count on una support we serve the support una. Una don't ready for that bring me co-host then come. First of all, I bring Chalvik Kam. Like I tell una do Miss Chalvik Kaboma. How you do?
Yes, I do well, thank God. Are you safe?
I tell God thank you, Mama. I tell God thank you. Now when spring don't come, of course my allergies they don't begin act up, but
No
it is
way.
what it is. Tell
I know.
Fambule I do know yeah.
Well, Fambulem, on a good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world on a fan on a safe they watch with this afternoon. We gladly for getting on board. We can't wait for see waiting this show get for bring for we. Me for one, I excited. I can't wait and I look forward, and I'm sure now the same for Fambulem. So now, welcome
I'm
once
sure.
again to Yard Road for this edition, and sit back,
Mhm.
relax, and enjoy the show.
Amen to that. Amen. So let we bring we other co-hosts come one Gena and I don't even need for talk. Let bring and come when I go know what I mean. Hey, Morrison, you need for unmute. How you do,
Fam-
Cabo?
Family una kushe na kabo. When make always a try for give me bad name at this place, see me get na hand. But we guess who gets today, we can't prove to Morense and not get na hand. But anyways, Chalvik, what happened at the fast? How you can inside also put small fire. You can know at the fast. Almost this night you're not now.
And 22 days, you know, say the fast at the end, and I get her.
Now you got lipstick 7, we don't say you need the fast. So be careful with that. Pambula una kushe una kaba una welcome again to your road, and we promise una say today we get somebody we una self go call it. Una no go. I don't ever think say we get salon person we don't reach that place dey, but he go can't show himself. So we don't have to keep him too long because I did right now. Hey, more the hot way they bang am. You know, the Okada, the Keke, the Motoka, the heat, all them engine, they blow into people the house. You know, it's uncrowded. As my over to let being we get scamming.
Thank you very much. Famulem. I the bring we get scam like until we anyway, la bring and come. Adetokumbor so
Yes.
Mokomok. Welcome to Yard Road.
Thank God that family kushe are glad for day with that. Thank
We
you.
glad you able join we. We glad you able join we. Um so
But
your
Mohammed,
name Adetokum
before they bring Adetokumbor, before they bring Toks, to cut and short, you don't tell us that Toks, cut and
Toks,
short
yes.
Toks.
Mm-hmm.
Before
Yeah.
they make it, they can tell we little bit for himself. The level who say
Mm-hmm.
day a blessing no more and can make person that side. So all we relax, let we listen to one salon music where they talk about blessing Bobo,
Yeah,
then we go start right away.
sounds
Blessing,
good.
blessing, blessing, blessing. Blessing, 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 Bobo. Blessing me follow me any side from up me take go down me footy they rock on. Been a blessing, 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 Bobo. Come me blessing, 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 Bobo. And they wish for see me fall, but I still not fall down. Them try to challenge me, but I beat say whoa whoa. Come me blessing, 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 Bobo. Any side I go, blessing they follow. It's a like water, it just a flow. Upside they show, ain't no heart for no. Blessing up on me, just like my Donny. It they throw away, blessing they throw away. Money they throw away, couple they throw away. It they throw away, blessing they throw away. Money they throw away, couple they throw away. Blessing, 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 Bobo. Blessing.
All right, blessing Bobo. The this will make a play blessing Bobo now so that folks not go forget. You not go forget all the blessing the way you don't work inside.
It
You
don't
don't
get-
reach side. Reach to the over to you, More.
Thank you very much. I like that too. Blessing Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
So Talks over to you. Right now you dey inside free tongue, not so.
And then
That
side
tongue you
free
dey right
yeah,
now.
your tongue are there.
You dey
Yes.
inside
I can
okay.
mhm.
Tell we let me take you back. Tell we whose partner tongue you grow up and whose school you go and all that. Whose partner tongue you grow up.
Okay, so you know, I not grow up that song. I born a fit song. Now we left go Nigeria for a few years. Then we go Kenya. So now Kenya I've been grow up for like 16, 17 years. And I've not been go. I've been camp for holiday every 1 or 2 years, but I not ever tap na salon. But when after I left Kenya, I'd go studying at the Conservatory of Theatre Arts and Film at SUNY Purchase. I study acting. Where I done, I go Los Angeles. I did movies like Blood Diamond, Battle Los Angeles. Lost, Heroes, all those kind of things. And then I decided, I want to come back. That's alone. I want to give people the opportunities where I've been get. I want to teach people for be, the next generations of actors and filmmakers. So I make a comeback now salon. So yeah.
Well, tell me.
Toks, you clear good for somebody who not good.
Curious. All right, tell me a little bit about the Sierra Leonean in Kenya. Tell me a little bit about waiting how you life in Kenya.
Well, wait till make I like Kenya because I think so now 100 of us be there that's Kenya when I've been there, and we get a strong community, not just Creole people there, but people wake up about all inside our salon, and every like first Sunday or first Friday of every month we go do prayer meeting. Saturday we go cook fufu, we go eat, we go. It's a strong community. So it not feel like say I grew up outside of Freetown because it felt very much like a Sierra Leonean upbringing. And of course, both my parents are Salon people there, and they made sure we had a very strong Creole upbringing, And so, but the food where we eat, we talk Creole now, so it felt very much like I wasn't missing too much. But when I came to Sierra Leone, I realized, when people don't call me JC, I'm like, me not as JC. I feel like saying me na home base, because because I feel like I'm home where I can salon. So yeah, but Kenya was an amazing, amazing place to grow up, truly.
That's good to know. Chalvik, any question for him before we continue?
No, so it looked like not to just so welcome, first of all, welcome to Yard Road Toks, and congratulations on everything. Like he'll play the song Blessing Bobo. It can be it'll get better than that, So congrats, But yeah, so from reading up on you go up different side, like you say, Nigeria, Salone, the tongue listening to you. One thing I really look forward to now for how you go talk this Creole, because watching some of you was it. I'm like, how Creole get for coming? I want hear this man talk Creole. So how is it? How you flip so quickly? From one to the other. How is it possible? What's the magic behind?
Honestly, that be mommy and they make sure say we get proper salon upbringings and salon training, because I know go fit your mommy and daddy and they go knock me one slap, So they make sure we get proper training and make sure I sabi for cook plasas, I sabi for cook cassava leaf, potato leaf, jollof rice, all things. So I like me culture. So
amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Your parents and for be extremely proud because they do an excellent job. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Toks, tell me, what get you into acting? At what age you feel to say this not something where you want to do?
Well, I've been all 4 when I do my first play. I've been a bee in a play called Bees. And I remember say, I just been enjoy the feeling and the buzz around the stage, literally. But now I for them, and I don't ever forget. I for them on over, off the stage. And my daddy, I remember he grabbed for can't protect me, but I look and say, no, I got this, So I get back on top of the stage, and then I continued the play. And I think that was the time my dad said, it's in this bubble, sometimes he will be actor for the rest of his life. But what happened after that, when I've been all 7, 8, I've been do Boku school play, like Smike and musicals. I just been left for do theater and singing and whatnot. And then when I all 12, I do my first film, a Disney movie called The Great Elephant Escape. And I've been star alongside Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Julian Sands, the late Leo Burmester. And I tell my daddy, say, I want to be actor for the rest of my life. And surprise, my daddy not say, oh, Lord, I'm asking me picking for be doctor, lawyer. He say, okay, that's what you want to do. then we go support you. But make sure you train, make sure you go to a conservatory, make sure you work hard, and then you can be successful. So, I followed his advice. I ended up going to the Conservatory of Theatre Arts and Film. I studied as hard as I could, made sure that I took the training to heart. And and then I became a professional actor.
Wow. It's a good thing you get the support of your parents then, because I sure say when you've been young, 12-year-old, if you're not been getting the support until you're not been for Deusa, you did so now safe.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
a good thing. What are some of the challenges then where you go through growing up as an actor or wannabe actor?
The challenges are there. If you're a black man, specifically, if you're an African man, the opportunities they're not there. No, so the movies where I do film like Blood Diamond, Lost, but bulk of the role where I do, they're overly stereotypical. So it's like you see that you're perpetuating negative stereotypical narratives of black people and specifically Africans. Blood Diamond, yes, we can get this 10-year civil war, but not so in normal, is Salon. Salon is made up of a rich history, rich culture, rich heritage. We come from dignified, powerful, educated people. And so I feel for say, the roles that are available for people like we, black people, Africans, then just they perpetuate that narrative, say, we get famine, war, disease, all that kind of things in there. But, I think at the age of 30 something, one casting director, they tell me, say, Ade, you can't sign me office with your dark chocolate skin, your muscles, you wide African nose. Make I tell you something, go ever play doctor or lawyer or, pharmacist. You always go play somebody way come out from the hood, from the streets and say, and I was doing a very standard American accent. And he said, no, you got to play like somebody who come out like the Bronx and the Brooklyn. And he starts throwing up gang signs. And I say, so he said, but we get for fix the way you talk, so it goes with the way you look. And I say, wait a minute. If this is now a casting director who's saying that because of the way I look, Inogo puts me forward to the producer, then when they make the decision, say, Adetokumbor go be, that lawyer, doctor, then we're in a world of trouble. Because then what happens is, people who look a certain way will be the people who are perpetuating that narrative. And that's the narrative that's going to continue. You look at, there's a direct correlation between, like police brutality, the racism, especially which did happen in America today. And not just America, but all over the world, Then they see like say, we're not inferior, like say we're not savages, like say we're not, we're not better. And the problem with that is we serve the look we serve, like say we're not better. Like, things where we find no go come alone. Which are not like at all. And when they talk to me family them, me paddy them, especially down at salon, they say, hey, find this thing no go come on salon, better let it come on a salon. I'm like, no, that is not true. You can do anything that you want. But I think it starts with showing the positive stereotype, the positive images of us, and making sure those are the things that are seen in the media. So a few years ago, I opened up a production company, Loma Manta Productions, named after Mount Bintumani. And I say, make us do something we're going to make people proud and show that, more positive images and historical figures we can shine a light on all those people. Like, right now we're doing a TV series called The German King about Rudolf de Wallermanga Bell. I know people say this man exists because when the school where I go, then they talk about, Queen Victoria, they go talk about, King Leopold, all their other heroes them. But I know one day Sabi bought, by Bure, I know one day Sabi bought Tobin Boyer, all them people them. And I say, if me not Sabi, how the next generation go Sabi but them people them? So I say it starts with the media. We can tell stories which focus on these historical narratives, these heroes, which really helped liberate our society, who helped gain independence. Then if they're not teaching us this in schools, we can put this in movies and make movies about these heroes so the world can see. And so we said, they're picking them, they can say, Mixef can, be like Rudolph Douala Bell. Mixef can be like Baibure. Mixef can be like, all the heroes that we get now, not just Salon, but all of Africa. So that's, I would say, the challenge is making sure that we show that we have all these heroes, and we Seth can be like their heroes then.
I agree with you 100%. Morrison, you get for unmute. Unmute.
Me na cole, because when we been get Toks backstage, he say Increno sass. What's with the issue? This girl is sassically sassy. Right? All right. You go tell me, but the first opportunity where you get for get into a movie where, international, where people tell about that first movie the people a movie or TV series, which one are the first one where you get the opportunity for the inside?
So the very first one, I mean, all 12. And that was called The Great Elephant Escape. Now, it was about then two small picking them where they fought for the freedom of one elephant. Because until say like poaching is a big thing, all of not just in Africa, but all over the world.
Yeah.
And so I think so if you want to watch it, I think it's on ABC or Disney or one of those things. And I just remember saying this was the best experience of my life. But after I graduated from college, the very first job I do, now hold on, make I think, was the unit. The unit. So in my 20s, when I go to Los Angeles, the very first job I do, now the unit. And then right after that, I did Lost. So Lost, I believe, was my second job.
Okay.
And so talking about those jobs now as an adult, it's a whole different story. I remember say, Mina Bobo will come on salon, and you think say it not go possible for get one global opportunity where I can say, I'm part of the number one show in the world. Now, if you remember 20 years ago, Lost was the number one TV show in the world. And, Mina na salon Bobo, but to think that me, I go able to get an opportunity today, I'm so thankful. But let me tell you something. My late mommy, May Davis, May Mokomok, after she got married, they pray. And one of the things they pray say, I will make a difference in this world. And that's the thing. I always encourage people, no matter who side you come out, whether you're rich, it doesn't matter. If you really believe, if you get faith, anything can happen. You can beat anything in life, truth be told. And so that's what I try and encourage people as well.
Nice. You been also there in 24, right? The
Yes,
series
yes.
24.
Yeah.
I love that show. Of course, I don't mention Jack Bauer, so say I've been there watching that show there.
Yeah.
Also, you been there at all the series them, or not just one or two series that you've been there in? Which one you been there?
I don't even remember the season 12, I think. I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
But I've been 3 or 4 episodes this season. And I've been if I remember correctly, I've been the head of security for one prime minister we suffer from as a result of which going back to the stories that we have about, Africa, it's like, these are the stories that perpetuate, But it was a great experience. I've been I got to work with Kiefer Sutherland and a bunch of amazing actors. And so it was an amazing experience.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Chalvik.
Yes. I know. Wow, not the word. So, Toks.
Yes.
Clearly, you come for change the narrative.
Yes.
Now, you not the person. It seems like, and the question I get for you now, how you don't do this work?
So that's a very, very good point. So when that casting director tell me, say, I no go ever be doctor or lawyer, which, and I laugh so say, because I say, if I wasn't an actor, which I would be? I would be doctor, lawyer. Look at my 4 sisters. They get PhD in political science, and they teach. And they're all changing the world in their own way. And I see my daddy. My dad was a diplomat. My dad. We all believe in just public service and fighting against injustice and that sort of thing. And I figured I could do that in my own way. My favorite quote is by Bertolt Brecht, and he says, "Art is not the mirror you hold up to society; it's a hammer used to shape it." So I tell myself, say, if I'm not going to shape society by just being an actor, which I'm able to do, I can be a director, I can be a writer, I can be a producer, and I can create stories that will force people to change the narrative and force people to say, whether I come on salon, I come on usai, I can make a difference. So it all started with, I did a short film called, it was about the Syrian refugee crisis called Irish Goodbye. And it was just basically paying attention, because a lot of people are not in America, they know what's happening outside America, And so I say, what cool people then they die? And people then ask, say, well, what's make they do story about, your own life or, salon, whatever. I said, it don't matter, because rain does not fall on one roof alone, So whether something's happening in wherever, it could easily affect other people. So I said, make I tell a story about this and put the attention of the world on what's happening in the Syrian, Syria, and let people understand that all of this started as a result of the Arab Spring, and just give people a timeline of events, and just so they understand how this happened. And then, and so suddenly you had people from all over the world, and I would get Boko people from Syria, kind of tell me, say, hey, this story where you do, and the film screened at Cannes, it won a bunch of awards, and they tell me, this Nami story, and thank you for bringing the world, bringing this to the world's attention. So that was realizing the power of media was an incredible thing. And I told myself, okay, if I do this, what else can I do? And so right after that, I started thinking, what other stories specifically affect me and the people that I know, and I remember looking at one of my nephew, and they play with action figures, and one of the action figures was there were all these white action figures. And I said, how come, we don't have black action figures? I mean, yes, now we get Black Panther, but this was prior to Black Panther. And I said, would it be amazing if we had these real life heroes that we could play with, like real life action figures? And so I decided to sit down and just Googled African heroes. And the first story that came up was the story of Rudolph Douala Mangabell. And for those of you who know Sabi this man, he was a Cameroonian-born prince who was raised in Germany. And when he came back to Cameroon, he found out how his people were subjugated and oppressed under tyrannical German colonial rule. And he led a rebellion to defeat German imperialism, and ultimately started this domino effect across Africa. And so you see in Togo, you see in Namibia, you see in other parts of Africa, how then say, wait a minute, enough's enough. Make we all stand up together as a united voice and fight back against imperialism. And so when I saw this story, and this is on the anniversary of this man's death, I said, this is, I said, I've got, and the thing is, people believe what they want to, the Africa would come out, and I believe for say, this man been a talk to me in my dream. I go, make I tell you something. I lay down, I sleep. I hear one voice say, I didn't wake up. So, and say my name like Adetokumbor, some people in the community, family them, they call me, and family, I encourage you for call me Toks. I like when they call me Toks, because I'm the name. My mommy and daddy, they call me Toks. And other people that the industry, they call me Ade. I'll answer to all of them. Or Frederick, which is a name I grew up with as well. But, days would go by, and I did sleep. But I'd go scared awake. I say, hey, what's happening? And I hear this voice, they say, tell my story. So I banged out the story within a few days, and the focus of the story was I used myself as a 12-year-old boy. I tell myself, say, if me a 12-year-old Bobo, waiting, I go tell that 12-year-old Bobo about me life now. And what advice I go give that Bobo. And the advice was, be the fire in the darkness, light the sky with hope. Do not be afraid. And so that's how I composed this short film that ended up going to, all these festivals, qualified for the Oscar Awards, screened at Cannes as well. And it became this groundbreaking series, or groundbreaking short film that now we got approached by Angel Studios, the studio behind The Chosen, Sound of Freedom, and a bunch of other blockbuster hits. And now we're turning it into a multi-season TV series. So yes, the series is focused on Rudolph Douala Mangabell, but ultimately also talks about the various heroes who also got together to fight back against imperialism.
Amazing.
It's amazing. It is. Now that same one day Netflix, you did work with Netflix on another one?
So Netflix, I did work with on a show called Castlevania. So the other thing that I do, yes, I'm also an actor, but I'm a voice actor. So if any of you know did watch Castlevania, I do the voice of Isaac. And Isaac, that was, the closest to being a superhero as possible. Because, when you turn on the TV, we don't get book of superheroes. Make I don't tell you a lie, especially, yes, as I said before, we get Black Panther. But Black Panther not a real country. The amount of people in America will say, oh, I hear but one country named Wakanda. And I'm like, Wakanda, not a real country, real country. But I'm glad you say it puts me on the map and show me in a different way, than what we should typically. And when I tell people, say in my research, we potentially, but a spoiler, we may talk about some of the countries that were not colonized, and because I thought it was important to show that not every country was colonized, and the one we've been colonized, we've been they fought. We don't just lay down and say, "I come, take over." We fought. We banded together. We had wars, and many of these wars were successful. So that really is something we talk about in the series. But I digress. The character that I'm probably most known for now is Isaac from Castlevania, who really over the course of the series on Castlevania mirrored my own journey. You know, at the beginning of the show, now person way loyal, by person way they execute the will of Dracula. You know, they work for other person. You know, they get license over your own destiny and what he wanted to do. But over time, you see him become a man of self-determination, a man who is resolved to tell his own story. And one of the most amazing scenes we did with the late Lance Reddick was a scene where Lance tells me, or tells my character, he say, if you know, tell your own story, you will be part of somebody else's. And that stood, literally, that stayed with me for years, today. Because look at what's happening in Africa. How many times when they talk about until the lion tells the story, the tale of the hunter will always glorify the hunter. You know, when we talk about colonialism, when we talk about the achievements of Black people, the African people there, it's always told from the other perspective. And we become these people who are inconsequential. And so I thought it's important for Loma Mansa Productions, my production company, to really shine a light on all these unsung heroes who basically were heroes of their own narratives and people that the world doesn't know and hopefully a future generation will get to learn about.
All right. Toks, you get for the bounce so we didn't had good. They pass from one.
Yes.
So you get for me to plenty obstacle where they go. You go for me to now then create people like go past the yard. Who say you come out? Whether you papa you get for the bounce you up and down. I'll come back to the Great Elephant Escape. That had been 1995, somewhere around that, right?
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yes.
So I want to play one short reel of let people and see that you can tell what other than people and you cast down with and Usai have been shoot them and so let people and know get more information about them.
Yeah.
Maybe this go trigger people and for go to YouTube for go and see now we see how we own Salon Pikin been do or we Salon Board have been do at 12 years. Let me play this.
What do you get when you take one baby elephant looking for a home?
She's my animal now.
Ellie's too young. I'm taking Ellie and I'm finding her a mom. Oh, you wouldn't last 10 minutes in the bush without me.
Two boys looking for adventure.
That's my elephant, dang it!
Three bad guys looking for trouble.
It's like that baby elephant's an orphan, and whoever finds her can adopt her, right?
You're a heartless, vile, nasty person. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Hyena, he's trying to get to Ellie.
A very worried mom.
Should have seen this coming.
And a handsome guide.
We'll find them, I promise.
What are you doing? Oh, don't shoot! What are we gonna do now? We gotta get her out of here. Come on, Ellie! Everything you got, Ellie!
On the wildest,
Take any sharp objects out of your pockets. That's my elephant!
wackiest, bumpiest elephant ride this side of a safari.
Get up. What? Oh, no.
Let's cut them off, boys.
The Great Elephant Escape with Stephanie Zimbalist, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Leo Burmeister, Frederick McCormick, and Julian Sands, and introducing Ellie. In the family adventure you'll never forget. Pack up your trunk for the Great Elephant Escape.
You see, I go inside the kitty. I go inside the kitty for one week for this. Yes. So tell me a little bit, but and I see you for them from the elephant back up. You were born, you not feel you were born, but anyways.
I still 6 years later.
All right. So tell me a little bit, but inside them they una shoot this movie.
So that was my very, very first film. So I remember I've been auditioned for back in 1995. So you just took me way back. So now can I audition for that film? In fact, the casting director had been seeing me now and play, and he tell me, say, you know what, Teen, you go be perfect for this movie. And honestly, you hear people say it seemed like one of those Hollywood scams. Make I not tell you like, you're like, you did do one film now, and you went for cast. You know the cast in America. Okay. And so I don't go the first audition. In fact, I remember I've been get choir rehearsal. So I skipped the audition. And then I go to the choir rehearsal. And then they say, no, we want you for Canada audition for this role. So now the last day I audition for him. As soon as I done with the audition, the casting director, he run Nado. He say, Freddie, old boy, you got the part, you got the part. And the funny thing is, I thought it was the worst audition I ever did. I forget lines. I'm in the middle of my boss guy because I know I forget what I'm supposed to do. It was a disaster. But there was something about the energy I gave in the audition, and that was the reason why they cast me.
All right. So then Lion and then I've been here, Lion, then I've been face so on that train or whatever it is. Let we hear a little bit.
Yikes,
Because
yes.
While you show the Lion, I see Maury and Chalvik, they're afraid for you. Even though in 1995, they're afraid for you.
Yeah, so those are real lines, but tell God thank you for the magic of movie making. So we were never in the same place as those lions. A lot of them, they were green screened, so we didn't have to see them or interact with them. The animals I did interact with, of course, with the elephant, and Bokuta the elephant been attack me specifically. You know, so sometimes you say I get food and I know go and forget the food. So now you make you go can next to me. Now, if you see the elephant we get one small tusk, but with that tusk, it just go bap. You know, and like it been knock me.
Wow.
It dragged me 20 feet. I've been thinking I go die, but luckily I survived. But the elephant, attacked me like 4 or 5 times. More, if anything, yeah. Wow. So it was a dangerous time, but
so
fun.
That movie was done in Africa.
Anyway.
After Kenya, they do
Kenya. Kenya, we do them. Yes, in a place called I think we filmed at Naivasha, we filmed at Lucania, and a few other places. It was absolutely incredible experience. You know,
after that, the people away, the different cast away, you don't ever get a chance for work with them back in the future?
No, unfortunately. I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and I stayed friends a few years later, and Leo Burmester, unfortunately, before he passed away, we also stayed friends. But I haven't worked with any of those people, you know, since the movie.
Let's move forward to this one. Mm-hmm. All right, I will play this one, and you tell me a little bit, but again.
Had I known, I might have washed up. No luck finding my friends, I think. Perhaps you now realize the true power of the calling.
But I knew the power of solitary.
What do you want?
Shanghai. Where exactly and why?
Look at you. Oozing with confidence. But who is the one needing answers? We're calling the shots.
My game.
The game is changing.
We bought this land from the sons of Himo.
For only 100 kesida, can you believe it?
I believe it every time the princes of this land cheat another foreigner. You will cost the day you pay that 100 kesita.
And what do you think would have been a fair price?
0 kesita, 0 goats, 0...
I have 12 sons to work the land, and once we strike water...
You will never strike water. Yes, the recent rain makes the land look lush, but the underground river runs around the mountain, not up it.
Our God takes care of us.
This is Canaan. The gods are not nice here.
We won't be here that long. We are sojourners.
So, what is this god of yours called anyway?
El Shaddai.
Where's your temple for this god?
He has no temple.
So where do you worship him?
Build altars wherever we go.
And you do not carry him with you?
No. There are no carved idols of him.
So he's invisible?
Yes. Well, usually. There was one time he broke my hip.
Oh, no, I've heard enough. Of all the gods you could possibly choose from, you pick an invisible god whose promises take generations to come true, who makes you sojourn in strange places, and he broke your hip. That is a strange choice. Immigrants.
We didn't choose him.
Father!
These are 5 minutes and whatever. Before you tell a little bit, but Lord, just welcome we other host on the temple. They go join me and see the welcome family. Welcome Oni. Oni tell family Kushe and Kabo. On mute.
Family Munadu and I hope so. Everybody okay? Una thank you. The host there. So now all the fault.
Yes.
We
Yes.
try. You
Combo.
smart.
Are they two combo?
Hello.
Are they five? They give me a clear.
Yeah, who are you? As you
Yeah,
said,
you clear.
how you guys feel like an audition? You said go.
No, but I want to try for being a one panel movie. I don't need to watch them. Now say,
Yes.
oh, don't bring one person cancel. Me say last one flag go. Let you know say so. I just some kind fitness. How about that?
I know. Oh, what for welcome you. We know see you this on Sideway. You
Yes,
busy, but
thank you. Yes,
I
I
know come over
appreciate. I
to
just say make
yeah, go
the
ahead.
day not go. I not church base, and we'll get we own celebrity on board today.
Mhm.
So for Rob Mott and see, I know me able follow actually. We cannot mean they able listen. Decide why they actually are they now one meeting lodge meeting today. I don't say all man all say running for
So
lodge.
you go,
In
so
a
you go,
creole, na
so you
me
go
own
lodge,
Tamambo God is there big.
so you go lodge audition. All right, it's no problem.
Yes, I do. Na me own power this there on
I hear
another
the
Oh
time.
my
nonsense.
God.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so I want
Hmm.
to appreciate everything. I mean, man, I'm glad I see some of your stuff there, man. You know, I know say them go to ask you boku question, I know me they follow, but me one question I go just one flip to you really good. Well, I know say I don't know if they don't answer, and that's fine. But I go want for see all this way put together. Because I know say you don't give little background all of yourself. You either you hear me deeper, where you say this person, I go want for be like that person dey in Jesus' name. Now make you go per movie. Tell me, do you?
Oh, that's a good point. It really wasn't anybody, to be perfectly honest, because I never saw myself represented at all. There's literally nobody I could say this is a person who, como Salon or como Africa, the closest I would say is Sidney Poitier. And I would say as far as being a civil rights leader, as far as being an actor whose career has spanned decades, the longevity of it, what he stood for, his ethics, I would say the closest person would be Sidney Poitier. But people like we don't exist, to be perfectly honest. So, but I would say going back to the person who I idolize though will always be my father, who literally was like, Ade, you can be, in fact, he would say Toks, you can be whatever you want to be. He's just, and there are times when, of course, you're down, you're upset, but he's always like, hold your head up, hold your head high, and you can do whatever you want to do. And so that's what influenced me and inspired me to be where I am today.
You see that they good, and I'm glad you said for you do how you explain how many people able for no. So dear, I don't say you don't spend a little bit of time in this career for make you able to show up no like I movie also. You don't think about bringing Sierra Leoneans then come where you go pass your knowledge or some type of academy where you don't think about where you say anything this year so you go file from your legacy or get them pick out then go come where go able for teach. You don't think about that or you don't already they work on that?
I'm glad you asked that question. So yes, until I've been I've been in Sierra Leone for about a month and a half now. And one of the things that I'm doing now is conducting workshops. In fact, last month we do a big workshop with SLADEA, the Sierra Leone Adult Education Center in Freetown. And so we work with them just basically for do acting workshops. We're going to be doing film workshops, and we're going to be doing a lot more. So just stay tuned. That one was specifically for adults, and but we're going to be doing them all over, not just Freetown. We'd go Bo, we'd go Kenema, we'd go Kailan, we'd go all Sinai Salon, just to give other person opportunity so they can say, okay, I don't work with this person, I don't get the training for become actor, filmmaker, director, whatever, what have you. But yes, there'll be a lot more. And also, ultimately, my goal, because we've been doing this in Kenya and I've been doing this in Cameroon, we want to open up just a school where all man can attend, where they can say, yes, we're getting the professional conservatory style training just to be the best filmmakers that we can be.
All right.
So you
So now
get
let me.
age group.
Okay.
Yes, but the left one are just now. They are big, sir. And the left one just now. You get age group where you don't. I sorry, are they because I they can't Tokumbor you too much. Pandemic, one quick question. Do you get age group where they look where you wanna get in mind wanna they try for do this?
All age groups. So the school where they partner up with Kenya, they're called Young Stars. So yes, you have kids like 12, 13 years old, but then we also have young stars who are 85. So we're looking at all age groups. And the plan for me, ultimately, my goal, and I still have some conversations with some of the powers that be here in Sierra Leone, God willing, next week. The plan is to, as you know, I'm doing this TV series, German King, right? The plan is to make this, it's not just a Pan-African show with Pan-African characters, but I also want to make sure that the actors, the cast, the crew reflect Pan-African movement. So defend all the people who were the most talented, the most brilliant directors, writers, set designers. We want for Siuna calm. I want for Siuna work, because sometimes I go try for tell you that something or teach you that something, and you're already beyond what I can teach you. The mistake where I make the first time I came Salon last year, when I've been trying to put this together, was me trying to impose Western, sort of teaching methods. And the talent that I saw, it blew me away. I said, wait a minute, they cannot tell people how to do their job, because you see the craftsmanship, you see some of the sets that they were building. I could never in a million years, in fact, the professionals, the Oscar winners, the award winners that Misabi, they're not able to replicate the things where Salon people can make. So now I said, let me just encourage them and see what else they can do, and see if we can now work together on this series. But not just the series we need to, because the series will not get, we have maybe 10, 15 positions open to Sierra Leoneans, and you'll be learning about all the casting notices and the production notices soon, yes. But my plan is to make this a several-year commitment, a partnership. So if not German King, the next movie where the film na Salon, we will work together on, and then ideally we can just encourage and empower and educate some Sierra Leoneans to then say, okay, I now have the tools to be the best filmmaker I can be. Make I do my own story, so we can now step back and say, okay, we've trained you guys to the best of our ability. Now make your own films, make your own whatever, and also see if you can then in turn teach other people in your communities and teach them to be the best filmmakers they can be. So
then they go bring me to this one question. And they done this now, they are big. This one, what I ask now, you say, well, una can now, the one mistake we realize, we try for fix, now we they try for impose, waiting people you feel to see them for doing, waiting, you don't learn from that. So in that light now, looking at the other people who they get around, who can some people them, then I have big tab, but that I mean, they're able to finish college because of the system, all the things that will happen at the country, financial constraint, the war don't come, and make a lot of dropouts, but they are talented. So you get room and any encouragement for like them people, and the way you go able for make them grow, to improve, and then go see themselves like they're able for be part of this instead of only on the academics.
Yes, the thing is, you have to understand that there's so much to arts. Arts shouldn't be frowned upon. I'm so glad you made that deep support what that they do. But also, say me mommy, she was an actress. And so, people forget that we have been acting, we've been performing, not just for 10 years, not just 60 years, but literally thousands of years. You look at the people with the griot, the storytellers in our society. They are storytellers. They are performers. They are actors. So acting arts is so ingrained in our traditions, in our history, in our culture. So I tell people, if your parents are not going to support you, just believe in yourself. Have faith. In fact, one of my favorite professors in college, he said, Ade, whatever you do, have faith. And I said, okay, that's all it takes. Because other people do not go believe in you. But once you believe in yourself, that's all that matters.
So this tier way they do, you get financial constraints, you get money where then go get for contribute, so like where you go take them, where then go get for, where then go need, then get that financial responsibilities, where then go come on board.
Honestly, what I'm trying to do is engage sponsors so that you people don't have to pay. I think one of the biggest obstacles, especially when we started this school in Kenya, we started it in Kawangware. Now, if one know Kawangware, that is one of the biggest slums in Kenya, if not in Africa. And I remember I do one workshop with the people them, and at the end, one Titi came up to me and say, we need help. And so I look at him, and I come up to America, I just come out. I say, okay, I open my wallet, I try to get a couple. Now, Titi look at me and say, I don't want your couple. He said, wait till I want that opportunity. And I said, oh, okay.
Say that in a salon.
right. So I look and say, okay. So literally right after that, we established the school. Up to 10,000 people came through our school. And I asked Omi Padi there, I say, listen, if I able fly una come Kenya and I able for put on a hotel or something, or find some side. They said just friend me some side for later on, make we sleep, but we go teach for free, and so that's what they did. And they're able to train thousands upon thousands upon thousands of students for free. And the students, they get the same kind of training where I've been getting at the Conservatory of Theatre Arts and Film at SUNY Purchase. The same kind of training they go teach you at UCLA or with Juilliard or whatever. It's just in but you're doing it in Kenya. So I want to see if I can replicate that same kind of thing in a salon for people who not get the copper. Because, people, if you go to America, it's expensive. But what if we say, make we can na salon and give them the same opportunity where we will get na America? And it will make that unstoppable. So that is the plan. But we're just trying to get sponsorship right now just to keep it, because I'm not able to open my pockets and pay for all my pocket for teach. But one of the hurdles we've been actually doing, how we've overcome this is, we tell God thank you for internet, because we can now do virtual classes. In fact, just last week, which I've been opening up the class to everyone all over the world. So salon people then they're going to the virtual class from Kenya, people from South Africa, people from Cameroon, and they all learn. And the one we did last week was about how to pitch your TV series to people like Netflix or Amazon or SLBS even, but just how to do a proper pitch deck. Also, how to, when you go in front of a room, when you actually go inside one of those network meetings, how you for the points you're supposed to make, how you can make this a personal story and effectively convey your pitch.
All right, Toks.
Well, actually,
Rest more. Let you take small breeze. Let we go into commercials and we can normally engage we viewers them. Let we ask Chalvik for read the comments them. Then you can get some fun because I know say this Thursday, and then we'll take some commercials. Over to you, Chalvik.
Yes, Fambule, Mentuna Royeri. The man there right now. So now go ahead and engage the chat. We get hold on. Okay, one sec. Okay. So Alice Davis, Alice Davis says say hello to we from Jacksonville, Florida. They say can't wait for hangouts, especially with your nephew Toks. So Toks, your auntie they wish you well. Alice Davis from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, hi, Auntie.
Yes. Thank you so much, Auntie Alice. And we get Aminata Savage. It's a nice cool, and he also they greet me. So you get a lot of love from Jacksonville, Florida at this point. Yes. Daphne Lewis, he say hello, Toks. Yes, Daphne Lewis. Instead they say hello to you, and they say hello to the good family. Hello, Daphne Lewis. We get Karina Johnson. They say glad for see you, Toks. They say they do a really good job, and they wish you all the best. They say they hope say you go change the narrative. Then I will be they talk about changing the narrative earlier. Instead, they support that and say they look forward to you changing the narrative. We get Cheryl Williams. They say you they really do a good job. It's a great job to you. Thank you, Cheryl. Princess Doherty. They say this young man referring to Toks. They say you're so talented. They say he wish you mama be there alive for make it see what they happen to you. Myself wish the same. I wish you mama be there. Because like I said earlier, I know say he will be proud of you as they watch you from heaven. And he say he proud of you, he proud of this young man. So just wishing you well. And the next comment from Vicky when I'm mommy, it say well done to Yard Road. It say every week the show they gets better. It say they really look for. It say they look forward for your real voice talk. So you see, not on me one. Somebody else say maybe why your voice. Yes, it say you're very proud of your origin, and that is true. We get Youngstars Kenya.
That's the school I work with in Kenya.
Oh wow!
That's
so you
extraordinary
see,
things, yeah. And that's my associate Mark,
absolutely.
who is named after my father, and I'll tell you a story about that soon.
So then then they watch you as you do only at good today. And Vicky come back. He say It said Toks, it said you really encouraging. So the message where they put out there, very encouraging message. It says Salon people them they don't wake up, and you know they're proud of we heritage, and they encourage the young generation forget faith, because now that you don't sound from where would they talk to you. It's all about faith and believing in oneself. So yes, it say you're blessed and you're talented, and that is true. Auntie Marie, with KDU New England PRO, or social secretary, I should say, they wish you. It say the question we're going to ask you now be a very good question. I don't know which one, because we're going to ask you several questions them at this point. So I don't know the exact one, but it say instead go look for this. So you see, you don't get another student. It say go look for this. I go look for them at one of the classes. Then they say because they don't retire. Because yes, Auntie Marie is retired, so she has time. And then maybe they try for type something, but he cut off and he come back and say, he says Salon get plenty talent. Yes, we agree. Salon are a very fertile land. And King Cozy, I believe.
Kosi.
Kosi, okay.
King Kosi, yeah, na my son.
Okay, nice. It's excited for the show. So see, we get so much love. And then Coconut, one of we favorite guests them. It say Alice Davis, any relationship to Judith Davis? So they ask Alice Davis that question there. KDU Global Chair, well done, Yadgo. Did they tell we thank you for bringing this wonderful and proud Sierra Leonean in Toks. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Janet Davis, he say you are an amazing nephew. So you another auntie, right?
Yes,
Janet
that's
Davis. All right, he say make you keep up the good work. What you they do? Thank you, Auntie Janet. And the chairman come back. He say keep trailblazing, sir. The sky is the limit. Exactly. Emmanuel King, greetings to all. Greetings to you too, Mr. Emmanuel King. And we get Reverend Betty King. He say well done. So now the comments on that will get so far. And we'll continue as we get more, we come along. Back to Ona at the studio.
On mute, Morrissey.
You're muted.
See, now the audition I'll feel soon. Right, that's the comments and what we get from we viewers them, and we want to take one commercial, and after that we come back to Toks. Like I tell we have been play one video. One short video like tell what then we got to go one or two more. Then we look into me don't talk something I want to ask questions, especially for the crew people. Why don't we take one commercial? This commercial now one of we own crew brother our Domingo where we all need to run to. God don't bless, and now we really don't work. He don't decide for go start a supermarket na Salon day, and it didn't Sussex. So now for una way can travel go future they look for it's there I am the wedding I way you don't used to it don't make it easy for you. And you see all Salon people they go back for go give back to them country. I'll allow take this commercial.
Blessing. Blessing Bobo. Blessing they follow me any sayaton. From up me take go down me footy they run down. In a blessing Bobo. Come be blessing Bobo. And they wish for see me fall, but I still not fall down. Them try to challenge me, but I beat say whoa. Come be blessing Bobo. Any saya go, blessing they follow. It's a like water, it just a flow. Outside the show, he no ask for no. Blessing up on me, just like Madonna. It a throw away, blessing they throw away. Don't need a throw away, couple they throw away. It a throw away, blessing they throw away, money they throw away, couple they throw away. Blessing, 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 Bobo. Blessing they follow me any side from up me take go down me footy they walk on. In a blessing, 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 Bobo. Come me blessing, 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 Bobo. And they wish for see me fall, but I still not fall down. They try to challenge me, but I beat them whoa whoa. Come me blessing, 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 Bobo.
All right, Famulem, plenty the inside. They don't start and small. That's Yorkdale supermarket within Sussex Road, just after the checkpoint. So we go free town within the area because most people can get hosted now, Nada, Godgage, going to Ogu Farm. So you don't need to come all the way na PZ or Usa for can get anything. They don't go station and for you for let you get anything you want. Anything where you feel say you can get na Yahweh, you for the body, for the Bele, the Oti, all thing it gets inside it. So then they own let we support her. I will bring me me host them back and we guests like it can continue for tell we but I think Toks don't pause first. All right, let me see. More try for each and back and see if in video they wanna see it go whatever I go put you behind back. But like we say, we don't get good term with other Toks, Adetokumbor Mokomok, Frederick Mokomok, and na person we don't the inside plenty. I don't say na TV series. I don't even know say na Salomon. You understand? Coming up here, I watch 24 from season 1 to see them. Now when More say, this look at the movie there, I go check. I don't know what most of them thing and they say, wow. And so we get plenty salon people and they do great things and that way we don't know. If we not search, we not go able. If we not search. So you see, we are good now. We the first nominator now for next year by God in Power. Let them go now the Black History Award. Let them go give them the award and for the good work they do. Because we know say by in 2 years' time, when he said good inside one powerful movie. All right. Now because you understand
Absolutely.
because we try to make sure say Toks can go make sure say this and that, you know.
They let Toks not left me. Miller, you don't notice one thing, say, normal look, he always say, when she see salon person left, you say any side. You can't even know say this person if you salon person. But one thing I observe, something I mean you are not sure. I don't know because me and Chavik we hide the difference once more. What salon man get money? It change. You don't know that any fiber salon person.
So that you
He talks. You like make you able recognize and pan the movie.
I know.
No. You know they say like saying supposed to get money, but because of the culture, how we did, we get that things that we think, Salomon are just no more, Until we do it shall look like, for instance, the Black History what they do. Now when until people can come nominate somebody who do research, I would say, wow, that's what some people do things. We know they do research. We just relax. I see like Netflix where they watch movie, where they do relax, and I mean, like some of it in the way they talk. Now, you see, like even when more every day inside the Lion King, we not be no same more every day in the Lion King. That's why we hearing a voice.
Already I wait to put Toks. They come back.
The internet, he sent a message, said the internet drop because a video for drop off, but it will connect back.
More on YouTube.
We beloved Mama
Theodore, I'll ask one question about this supermarket.
Hold on. It is switched to generator right now. It say it will be back in a couple minutes.
No problem.
It is switched to generator. Continue.
Yes, Connie, what you ask me?
Where they bring this supermarket, look at that supermarket, fine, look at the items they all loading, they sell.
Took some
I
come
just
up.
want for no more. If don't mad it was. Hey, because me want
Well,
go to I go and trust.
well, in itself not there. I go ask him. My office say, it's all the trust, but it's not boasting, not the trust, not boasting.
America, they call and credit.
Okay, you know the trust.
How come on?
I don't put on trust. Well, don't go answer that. If you're going to the shop, just go take what you want. If you don't say credit, we can go to trust. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Toks don't come back. I know now Africa. So you have experience in the Africa can always lose we. Lost we and we will come back. Well, welcome
Yes.
back. It's family.
Sorry.
If you just to join me, we get Adetokumbor, Frederick Mokamok, we na until after More reach out. Now no say wow. That TVC is what I don't watch. That's the Great Elephant Escape.
Good.
What sitting on my grandpa in Osh, they watching a TV. Come they watch that the one day with this they got on one South African movie maybe they with some funny comedy movies. So we be careful do with them. We dey watch them together in Zulu. I don't forget the gods are not something like that. We dey watch anything. Now they are able for watch that Great Elephant Escape. So when you talk about and I say this like offender, so tell me don't watch, tell me don't see all that thing.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. So we welcome you back in Fambulem. This na on our own Creole Pekin Salom brother we do it with. Well, talks. Now we look into that short clip we be weather orange.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me more about that. Tell me a little bit about that with safety and I really try the one thing I admire most of the time the way can they cast in the accent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So tell me a little bit about that show there.
So that was 24. Now, 24 is one of the highest rated shows in the world. And I've been playing one character when just bad guy, and I tell you, terrorist, of course. I mean, what else would I be playing from Africa? But, what did I like for that role? He was so dignified and just cool, not the stereotype in that sense. I don't mind playing villains, but just make them proper, like fleshed out, multifaceted characters, And so Mr. say, make I bring something extra to this character. So not to just, one whatever. And it's happened, they let me work so much, they brought me back for more episodes. So originally my understanding was it was only supposed to be 1 or 2 episodes. I think I did 3. And I got to work with the great Mark Harmon. Now, when I remember, there's a movie called Reasonable Doubt, a series called Reasonable Doubt back in the day, and another movie called After the Promise. And so when I was growing up in Kenya, this was my hero. Like anything with Mark Harmon, I was like, hey, this man is just such a great actor. He's been part of some of the best movies that I just loved growing up. And so now just a huge privilege to be able to work with him. But also, one of my co-stars is Polly Perrette. And now Polly Perrette, we go one church in Los Angeles. We did go to the same church. And I'm Paddy, and then I also got to work with her on the show. And we became really, really good friends. In fact, I remember I surprised her when I booked the role. I don't tell her I booked the role until I showed up to set. And I was like, Polly, I'm here. And we just gladly, we danced, we say, tell God, thank you. And so, yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Chalvik,
Yes. So we don't talk about previous shows that we don't do. I want to talk more about Blood Diamond. Okay. So you definitely play a role in a Blood Diamond. I want to tell Fambolin because some maybe I'm at the hope say most people really listen now don't hear about Blood Diamond. But I'm sure they don't know say that you be one of the actors that are movie. So tell Fambolin the role where you play in a Blood Diamond.
So in Blood Diamond, I play the person where they change or transform the kids into child soldiers. And now I play a really bad guy, and it was an intense role. But make I tell you something. Fambolin, when they play them really dark, depressing characters, it stays with you for a while. I think for about 3 weeks after I've been, I finished filming, I've been suffering from bad depression. because when we made a film, I mean, they call people, former child soldiers. I mean, they call people were victims of former child soldiers, the rebels and whatnot, just for hearing their story. Because I say, if I didn't tell them people their story, I got to make them authentic, make them not just do something, we don't go do their story justice. But it was so hard because when you really understand the horrors that people endured, and not just, and I also got compassion for the them who were brainwashed and drugged into becoming child soldiers. You're like, oh, it's a really tough thing where, a lot of people were victims. And it just made me so sad. I'm in Dana Saloon when the war happened, we've been Dana, Kenya. So, we go watch like the news, and, my mother was so frustrated and so angry because she's like, this now we come to this salon, and this was the salon where we were born, and I can only imagine how horrific and how hard it was for Unuwe Dana Salon, just to see what was happening, And so those are the people I decided to talk to. All the victims, I talked to my parents just to really try to embody this character. But it was tough. It was tough. And I said, may those days really and truly never come back to our country,
Yes, we pray for that too. We pray that then this will ever come back. So just for follow up, as you say, you honor as actors, them where you take them role and it can be traumatic. Honor can get help, like medically, or some kind of therapy for follow through based on the emotions they want to go through, want to act their part, yeah.
That's a very good question. It's even at Salon Bob also, I don't believe that, therapy, or I was like, no, I guess with God, which is great, I pray. But also after a certain point, it's so difficult, especially when you come to Hollywood, that, it's the highs and the lows of what we do. And then, of course, recording these really dark characters. So, yes, I see a therapist. I'm very happy to see a therapist. And, and they really help me not just with the acting, but just the day-to-day, and also what people forget, for the black man at this world, easy, so that alone, and so for that, I have a black therapist who also understands what it is to be a black man in Hollywood, in this world, and really helps me get through some of the darkest periods of my life.
Good. All right, Toks, Chadwick, we like where we bring people and come, we like evidence, because we therefore give people information and make them believe. So Chadwick just talk about that blood diamond, that whole way you play. So one let people can see, let them know that Toks, self way there. And let them know say yes, indeed, we're not going to bring any kind poor doctor or Chinese or whatever that can fix somebody. Family on sit down and watch a little bit of this particular role way Toks they talk about and which Chadwick ask about.
Your mothers and fathers are dead. Your brothers and sisters are dead. You are dead. We are your family now.
The RUF, or Revolutionary United Front, was a rebel group in Sierra Leone which briefly took control of the government in 1997. Throughout the Civil War, which lasted from 1991 to 2002, they controlled territories in Sierra Leone and were notorious for using children as soldiers, which the movie Blood Diamond depicts. Most of these children were kidnapped from their homes and their families were killed or enslaved. They were then forced by the RUF to become punishers and executioners of innocent people.
Louder! Shed their blood! Shed their blood! Make them hear your Freetown! Shed their blood! Shed their blood!
All right, I know I'm playing along for take people in mind to Brenton and the board. So we just want to get let people know say yes, indeed. Toks was there. When I see Toks been bad in face, when he should be bad in face.
I see I'm Paul bad in face no more. It don't look like Rebel Lobo going teeth white.
Next time I'll change that.
Yes. So family, that's from Blood Diamond, all right? And from Blood Diamond. You don't have much about the yes. Let we come into this German King teaser. Let we
What's the matter, Rudolph?
The Kaiser's like family. Or raised as brothers to go against him.
Wilhelm is not your family. Your family is here. You may talk like them, act like them, dress like them, but you will never be them. Your skin will always be the color of the rich Cameroonian soil, and they will always walk over it as if they own it. Rudolph, you do this so that your sons and your sons' sons and their sons will have a land they can call their own.
So behandelt er eine König. Der einzige König ist Kaiser Wilhelm II. Was du bist, ist ein Verräter. Du hast keinen Beweis. Wir haben deinen Mann Martin gefunden, als er diesen hier versuchte zu verbrennen. Er wurde auch verhaftet, aber leider macht er eine gründliche Arbeit, die Beweise loszuwerden. Auch so, wenn es dann keinen Beweis gegen mich gibt? Warum bin ich dann hier? Der Sultan. Er hat dir betrogen, um nach deiner Hinrichtung den Thron zu erobern. Das ist scary.
All right. Interesting. Make I watch himself right now. Now that you go for tell people inside, what's not the position of farmer, or if you're available, say people go watch him and all that thing, and they, tell me what's that story day. Tell me what that story day.
Yeah, so the short film I did, 5 or 6 years ago, and I wrote it within a few days and changed it into a I created a 20-minute short film which go can one of the awards, whatever. But you're able to watch on now the Angel app. If you just download the Angel app on your phone, smart TV, whatever, what have you, you can actually watch the film. They will ask you say for just sign up or whatever, what have you. But of course now we didn't do the series, and so I think 2 years ago we did a crowdfund. And when I came in, you supported tremendously. So thank you, because when they said Salon Bobo, they do one TV series, and I said, okay, make we support them. And so we raised, I think, just over $1 million to do the first season. And then now then we went to find other investors. And so right now we're not doing an investment round, but you can still support the show if you go to, I think it's thegermanKinggives.com, and if you want to buy t-shirts, you get t-shirts, and you can pay it forward, and just to ensure that we can continue making the show. And yeah, now awesome experience. The TV series is going to be amazing. What you just saw is a short clip of the actual show, or of the actual short film, but it's so much bigger than what you saw. I mean, the whole thing it's set in 1884. The first season set in 1884 at the height of the scramble for Africa. And I always say, in a time when people in tell we say they no want we for know we history, they no want we for know who we come out. The series starts right at the beginning of the scramble for Africa. The Berlin Conference, when because before then Salon there was no Salon, there was no Kenya, there was no we were different kingdoms, we were different tribes, quote unquote, in Africa. But then you start seeing when these people partitioned and pawned our countries, our people, and then ultimately how that affected us to this present day.
I think Ronnie, you're ready for left, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Well, Toks, I know say definitely with all the information, all the movie I would don't see, we don't urge me say I get for go look some over and over again, and I know say you go get for come back. So I want for tell you thank you. I get for left now, and me family all where they look, go there with me. I tell you all thank you, and I they go. I go join you back next week by God in power. More, Chavik, Tio, Ekushe, love always.
Thanks, Roddy.
Bye, Ronnie. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Famulem, if you want to know more about Frederick, all right, I did share something on a Siam, so that I go before I can just screenshot it on wherever they're watching right now. So when I can go read more about them and when you follow, I go for get access to all them work that we don't do. We need for support in work, and to me, I don't know how they call Kolipa English, but I can still use the Aniwalsh way of expression. I'm calling. I'm calling. Yes, I'm calling. So famulem una see am una just Google am, una go see am there with in great smile, and una can get the overview and movies then we don't know and all anything, and they una can able follow every link una need. I believe say as you continue to follow and you go see go it go direct you to other places the way you want for watch things the way you don't do. You know, I'm so proud right now. If you saw me the bluff na me school group, I say, say they can host one Salomon we been inside church. And the 24 me fasting, but I know say people that Salomon me like 24 series. I got the bluff the day I go cut the side all the way you put Yana, you with them, put the one by you, I share and they, you know, so I share. I'm so happy and yes. Over to Una More and Chalvik.
Get question them for Toks, but Una me co-host them. I want follow Una look Una yes. And I will Una give them question there.
All right, don't look yes. Don't look me yes in the spirit.
Chalvik,
Yes, ma'am.
Chalvik look you yes. And I will you say fair.
Chalvik in
Okay.
the fast, yes, Chalvik in the fast.
So all them movie there so and series and whatever you don't do any love scene.
Yes, actually, yes. In fact, my very first, the first film where I do after I graduate from college, it was called Whiskey Echo, a TV series about a bunch of aid workers. We go to Sudan, and then we get for aid.
What's that the name?
Whiskey Echo. Whiskey Echo.
Okay.
And in fact, I like.
You're not supposed to listen, Morrison. Go ahead. Talks, go ahead.
I've been trying to say I'll be old 30 something, but I only be old, I think 21 or 22. So I was a child, you know. But I said, you know, apparently I'm a very mature person. I was when I was younger. And one of the very first scene where we get for do was a love scene. And it was like, whoa, I've never done this before. And it was, of course, I'm like, oh, see me, mommy, and I didn't go see him. They go judge me, they go say, wait, you know, those kind of things. But
okay.
Yeah, I was sort of thrown to the wolves, and you know, I had to understand how those things work. So yeah.
So now being the only love scene down there you don't do?
I think so far yes, in my career.
Okay. So you been shirtless?
I was shirtless. I was shirtless in that scene. You get to see a little something. Yeah.
And when una can shirtless, una then seen then they una they do go oil now on a body with the sweat and all thing. Tell because I want to know.
I'll tell everything. So you know, black skin, when you get like glycerin, it makes you look like you're shiny, sweaty. So that's what they
I know.
You know, I mean, add a bit more to make myself look a little bit, you know. So yeah, but it was
So when then they shoot them scene then they now plenty you make so then they say cut, then they say do this and they say cut, or then just say left one alone and do it on get for do, then they edit them afterwards. How does it work?
No, the scenes, they're very carefully choreographed. So beforehand, they rehearse with your scene partner and the director, and you tell and say, okay, me and go up here, me other and go down here. You get to make sure everything you're doing is okay with your scene partner, you know, because otherwise they take advantage and it's not appropriate. So everything that you see usually is just carefully choreographed.
Okay.
When you actually come to shoot the scene, because you know when you expose yourself, it's a very sensitive thing. So then they tell on man for come on at the set, and then just the person we go did in director, the scene, your scene partner, the assistant director, and then also the script continuity. So then they call it a closed set, you know, because all man so that's usually what happens.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. Over to Una, me co-host them.
Yes, thank you. Good information. So they go back to the whole TV series. So you don't talk about the German King.
You know, say I catch Toks. I catch one of the flag before you go with from that Whiskey Echo. You know, I see it. You know.
Oh, a shirtless one. Show and all we see.
What? Go to anything bad. But I'm sure
I
this is
know, of course.
I'm sure not only the picture. I'm sure this na him. I'm sure say this na him
No,
team.
the talks go verify if na or not, right?
I sure say na talks 19 up so yanda
Yeah,
behind.
that's me.
Oh, that's it. You look like him. Yeah.
Wow.
That's literally right after the love scene. So
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
him.
So after the love scene, so now you walk the guy in foot so because Senke you because
watch and see. Watch and you'll find out.
all right.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Yes. So talks what I want to ask where on the series. So like for example, the German King, where you get the TV series on, right? I know you wear many hats. You're a director, producer, and all the rest of it, actor. Waiting at the fine line between where you produce or direct or write the script for such series. Is it mainly for entertainment purposes or for pass on to story? Waiting, yeah. What is
No,
it?
that's a good question. So when you get something like German King, you get to understand this story took place 140 years ago. So yes, we can try to make them as accurate as possible, but nobody was alive then. So where they talk to King John-Yves, when are the great grandson of Rudolf Douala Mangabell. So I don't go to the palace almost just for talk to him and understand, just the history of the great, his great grandfather, the history of the Douala people, them understand their culture. But after I stayed, I talked to him about 2 weeks at one point, and I recorded the conversation. And God willing, we're doing a documentary, so I go get to see the behind the scenes of the show. But one thing you tell me, listen, let's just tell the story. Let's tell the story and make it as impactful as possible. This is not a documentary. If a documentary, that's not one thing. But this not TV series. So he said, if you get from make things up, make it up. As long as you stay true to the essence of the story. So that's what we're doing with the show. We're taking liberties because you watch things like The Crown. You watch even the Angel Studio show, The Chosen. They take liberties with the character, or the characters in the story. But at the end of the day, the essence of the characters in the story remains the same. So now that's what we're doing with the German King.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And
no, I
sorry,
want to
go
say,
ahead.
when do you guys decide? Like, when does this end with these series that you guys do? When is that decision made?
That's a good point. Just keep watching it. Keep watching us, keep supporting it. So, this is how it happened. When I first talked to the studio about this series, they tell me, I've been telling them, I want to make film because I don't watch, we watch Braveheart and all that what I filmed them with and get, the King's Speech. And I said, myself, I want my own story where they feature we own hero them.
Yeah.
But they tell me, listen, Ade, if you want to tell the story in an impactful way, this is the nuance, the scope. In order to do it justice, you get to do a multi-season TV series. I said, well, are you sure? They say, yes. Make me tell this story over the course of 6, maybe 7 years. And I was like, you would like to tell this story over several years? They said, yes. Because in order for people to fully understand, the characters and not make it seem like a black and white issue. Because the more I started talking to King John-Yves, the more I started talking to historians, you see, say, not to literally black and white, because it's so easy to portray the Witwatersrand as evil, and some, yes, very, very much so. But some of our own people, they want to be, rich, so they go sell their copying or whatever, So those are things we also want to start to talk about. And then the reasons why brother go turn against brother, the reasons why slavery, for example, happened. We're not afraid to tackle very complex issues because when I talk to the American party them, then they say, but what you make up for support the story when now no sell into slavery? And I said, it's not that simple. It's a very complex story. And so from all talking to literally hundreds of historians, hundreds of books, there's some of those questions we will get to answer in this series. So yes, that will take place over the course of several years.
Thank you. Thanks. Over to you.
Question, Toks. You don't hear of Chester Young?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, Chester, a Sierra Leonean, Chinese Sierra Leonean, I believe. Yes, where instead a producer, but instead we don't kind of many months ago, but instead they do a lot of short stories, documentaries, and most of his stuff then are Tubi. Yes. I will send you information later on hook up. But instead a very good producer. Yeah.
Would love
I
that.
will send you
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
wonderful. Would love that.
All right, tell me,
Thank
tell
you.
me, tell me about this. Tell me about this one. All right. This Beyond the Mask.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one. And the flyer gets. Tell me about this
Oh,
one.
yes. So that was a movie I did several years ago. It was a movie, and actually, it's a faith-based story, interestingly enough. And I got to work with John Rhys Davies and, who else? Just a bunch of tremendous, tremendous actors. But the character now, one person will be the effect on the side of the British against the Americans during the Civil War. And so was a really powerful assassin. In fact, at one point, they would talk about, how they want to make Boku films, maybe potentially a spin-off. And, it was the first time I got to play someone who was almost superhero-esque, because you get him in weapon and you're doing all these amazing badass things. So it was a great character, great role. Love playing this character.
Okay. All right.
Which one in Blood of Zeus where you play Kofi?
Kofi. So Blood of Zeus is an epic animated series that's on Netflix. And I get to play, I think, the only African character. It's loosely based on an Ethiopian fighter who basically fought his way to freedom during the Pancratian Games. And I play Kofi, who is one of the principal characters in the series. It's based on Greek mythology, and just a really major, amazing show. Last year, we were at Comic-Con talking about the third season. By God Power, I will be back at Comic-Con this summer just to basically discuss the final season. So if I don't watch the series yet, watch it on Netflix. It's one of the best animated series on Netflix, period. I think the second season scored 100% in Rotten Tomatoes. Just an amazing show.
Wow.
And my character comes back to do some more epic things in the third and final season. So please watch it. It's amazing.
All right. When we do Blood Diamond, una been get apart from you, una be get other salon people them way una bring on board, forget the real feel of Sierra Leonean themselves, or now other people on a use we get into the character of a Sierra Leonean.
So make I tell you something. This is the saddest thing for me because now we one green. Now the one green salon posse we did at the film. The one green salon posse. And I've been thinking say if they want to make an authentic, therefore we get Boku salon people then. Because where I do one workshop and / talk at the grammar school last week, and I got to see the students, I got to direct the students, the drama students. And the talents where I see, I say, what? Sorry, somebody did navigate. So if you hear some noise, that mean.
It's okay, go ahead.
Talents where I see na salon, I say, but I don't put all the other persons to shame. People were there in America, and these are children. And I said, the biggest tragedy, I would say, is the fact that them Pekin did not have the opportunity, or 20-something years ago when we did this film, Sierra Leoneans did not have the opportunity to be in this movie, because they were so talented, and they would have given it a level of just authenticity that the film was lacking. The other thing is, our landscape is unparalleled. Salon a beautiful country, and I can't wait to go see the rest of it. I go McKinney, I go, a few other places, but I cannot wait to go to Bo, Kenema, to see the beauty of Salon. We shot most of the movie in South Africa and Mozambique, and they tried to make it look as much like Sierra Leone as possible, but it really wasn't, But how they did manage to give it some authenticity was by hiring the great Soria Samura to come on board as a historical consultant. And so he really worked with them to make it as amazing as possible. I will tell you a secret, though, which I seldom share, but I will tell you at Road Fambulem. Come close. Make I tell you.
Thank you.
So exclusive news. So when they hired me, they said, so this was before I got cast as the role. And my manager at the time was like, Ade, we've got to do whatever it takes to make sure you get this role. And I was like, sure. And then they asked me, they asked him, well, okay, so Adetokumbor, whose language do they talk? And so my manager say they talk Creole. And they said, well, Isabel for talk Mende. And my manager said, yes, Isabel for talk Mende. I'm not Isabel for talk Mende. Because there was teach Jaiman Hongsu Mende. And so I've been there for good and os, every day for teach this man Mende. But I'm not been Sabia for talking. So one my uncle, Uncle Joe, Uncle Bimba Otagwa is what we call him, late Bimba Otagwa. He's Mende. So I've been in column before. And I go ask and say, how I for say this? So I just recorded him, then re-recorded him voice, and then I go, to Jaiman's. But then, of course, Mende, not so easy language, So then later on, after Jaiman, then he left for Christmas. And then they partnered him up with another Mende when he went on vacation somewhere. And so this was an actual Mende man, an actual Mende. And so when I saw Jaiman again, shortly before shooting, he said, "You do not speak Mende." I said, I'm sorry. My manager said, so folks, be careful what you say. Try not to lie because we'll come back and bite you in the behind.
Now we look at this one. So this is a battle, Los Angeles, right?
Los Angeles, yes.
Tell me about this. Now, who's going to shoot this and what the story behind this particular, as you inside your military gear, but then bad US Marine them. Yes, tell me a bit about this.
So, Battle Los Angeles, we filmed, I think, 10 years ago, possibly. So, now moving about an alien invasion, and basically, what's happening in that film, it's when aliens suddenly attack Earth, and it imagines what that would be like, but through the eyes or from the perspective of Marines. And so, it's a very focused story from the Marines' POV who fight back against an alien invasion, and it's very gritty. It's very much like Saving Private Ryan. It's like these 6 or 15 Marines who, and as you could see in that picture, that was Neo, who was one of the lead actors. I was one of the lead actors. Aaron Eckhart on the right-hand side was one of the lead actors. And we were, the Marines who tried to save Los Angeles and ultimately save Earth. And, of course, other people who I'm now just still friends with to this day, like William Rotha and Corey Hardrick, who's a phenomenal actor. And it was just an incredible experience, $100 million blockbuster film, just an amazing movie. It was really hard because I think we're seeing people who understand about film, about acting. It's not always just, roses. It's hard. So for this one, we've been getting to do boot camp for 3 weeks before filming. Boot camp, what it entailed was we had to wake up at 5 a.m. We've been getting to run 2.5 miles. We've been getting to do thousands of sit-ups, push-ups. If you do something wrong, and this was in an actual military camp. So we're there with hundreds of other military men. We're given guns. It was a proper experience. And we had to do that for 3 weeks. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And then what did the director say, listen, I want Una for just replicate that camaraderie that they get at the Marine. So we filmed for almost 6 months, 5.5 months. And we were always in character. So, in other films, you get to go back to your trailer, you get to relax, you get to chill. Nope. We've been guests for Sidom in 100-degree heat in Louisiana and just basically shoot like 12, 13 hours a day and just run miles and miles. And I played a medic. And so I had to basically carry a full-on medical kit on my back. And but the director was like, I will just throw you improvised situation. So maybe in this scene, you won't have a gunshot wound to the leg. It will actually be a stab wound to the chest. How would you respond? And I had to have done all the research as to how a medic would go ahead and actually, bandage this person. And it was so hard. And so at the end of 5-6 months, I felt like I was an actual medic because, it was, I had all of this information about how to do my job and act as effectively as I could.
Wow.
It sounds hard. Just listening to you sounds very difficult.
Imagine just because of that particular role Louis and Guna, unaga forgo na the military or forgo be military on feeling myself as just getting character.
Get into character. Yeah.
So una they get live ammunition on the scene with that kind. Una be carry live ammunition?
No, we had blanks. Thank God.
I hope not.
Because it would have been a disaster.
What we see, I make her ask the question, right? Although
Yes.
maybe that was an effort, you know.
So we talk about
Mhm.
blinds, you know, because we like for let people understand well. The gun blind or what it mean? Let somebody really watch we
Blank.
understand what
The
about them.
big bullets. They don't have blanks,
Blanks.
bullets. They're not real. It's not real ammunition. But during boot camp, we still had to fire the 50 cals. We had to understand how to use our M4s, our M16s, our Glocks. We had to understand how to assemble and disassemble them. Till it's funny because we would have these competitions, me and Aaron Eckhart and all the other actors, Corey Hardrick. But the person who's the fastest with her dismantling her M16, I think, was Michelle Rodriguez. She was able to do it, I think, in less than 10 seconds. And the rest of us were like trying to do it in 20, 15 seconds. It was crazy. But she was the fastest.
Wow. Well, yes, we don't walk you more. We'll take more of the comment from Chalvik, and then when we come back, you will come give me some what do you see in Sierra Leone and how going forward, how you want for bring more Sierra Leoneans into this professional thing where you do and let people just feel motivated and get hope. Say yes, indeed, you really they come back and you because of what you don't see in Sierra Leone, you think say you can work with Sierra Leoneans and help the country. Because when we get more professionals coming like you from Sierra Leone, then Sierra Leone self will get respect in the world. So you can't tell me about that. Now we go over to Chalvik, make you read some of the comments. Them to you, Chalvik.
Sure, thank you. So, how we've been stopped from previously, um, the interaction between Alice Davis and I don't know the other person, but Alice Davis come and respond back for confirm. Say yes, this is not Alice Davis, Judith Davis. So he respond to that person in question. Coconut say Alice. So na be Ian coconut. He say I thought as much. He said this na Susanna. So just interaction between the two. And Josephine Bock, it greets we from Freetown. Thank you for joining all the way from the motherland. He said Toks. He said you they make we Salon people proud of what you they do for the motherland. So thank you. He said may you keep the good work. May you continue for do what you they do. And then I believe say this now you where your internet been go off at some point. Correct? Where you they say apparently
Somebody.
Yeah, okay. And then
That's okay.
yeah. And coconuts come back and say him personally not go able to tell we thank you enough.
So yeah, I cannot hear you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Theo?
Yes, you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he said no go able. Yeah, he said no go able to thank you enough. He said he had good staff for they bring this, closer. He said that this Sierra Leonean they need at this point in time. And yes, indeed, we agree. We will continue for do that by God in power. We get Miss Genevieve Cole. They tell we Adu. Yeah, good fumble them. Good day, Miss Genevieve. They say congratulations to Toks for all what you don't achieve so far, your accomplishments and everything so far. And they say proud of you and all the work you do in a salon and a Kenya. They say make you continue for do this good work here. Thank you very much, Miss Genevieve Cole. Daisy come, he say Ade, he say well done. He said he proud of you and the great work we they do. Then he talked to we at road. He say he ask a question. He say how we at road discover you. Good question. Well, all thanks go to the one and only Miss
More
Moray
of Hollywood.
Miss Moray of Hollywood, California. Now I go discover this man, and we all they tell and thank you. We all join on for tell and thank you. And then
And
this
me response to that one day.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is a Toks. Nami fam. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So Toks are you fumble, right? And almost you fumble.
It only hunting 1.5 years ago.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Exactly.
So this. Well, finally the day reach. Wow. We thank God.
Yeah.
Yes. So now that's another comment today, and then we get Daisy. We come back. It's okay. Okay,
Yes,
so
At
now
the
the
same
same
thing
comment from
twice.
before,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes.
And then Daphne Lewis, he say cousin Fred, so Toks, is your cousin.
Yes.
He say cousin Fred, he say so proud of you. He say
She's
thank
talking
you.
about my dad. Yeah.
Huh?
My dad is Fred.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's proud of you. And they tell you thank you for all the good work we do. Okay. And coconut, it says Sierra Leoneans they get plenty talent. It say, but one thing we need to do research and we need to repair. Yes, meaning we need to take care of what we get, we need to preserve. It say look like the wooden house, what we call bodos natong, right? It say they know they preserve bodos. It say by right here we first preserve the Ostende where they will be like a tourist attraction. It say Florida gets the oldest wooden school, so like a bodos kind of school, but we know they preserve. So yes, I agree with you. And then he say, please ask, he say how, okay, so coconut one for no, if Salon been benefit from blood diamond. So I believe you will get for respond to that. You want to know if any proceeds been go towards Salon. And then he respond to the fact where we talk about therapy earlier. He say therapy and counseling. He say not in a Salon person DNA. Well, to an extent, we don't agree with Salon brother don't talk, say, in for one, where the need day is sick and get the necessary help. So sometimes we feel like we're strong, but it's always good for seek help as necessary. And we get D hash, where say greetings from Georgia. It's the D hash, right? So you know that at this person.
Yes, my cousin.
Okay.
Donald.
Yes.
Who's like a brother to me. He's amazing.
Okay. He say you get range. He say this is a great show and he's proud of you. So much love from friends and family all over for you. And we get Daphne Lewis. He say More, hey, this one are for you, Auntie More. He say if you look interested in talk time, so I read all this as soon as see.
I was asking for a friend. How about that?
Yeah, say you interested in
I was asking for a friend.
More say na him paddy, na him be interested in that Toks in naked picture. Not only more.
Okay.
All right.
So where tell we for lock we is, not tell the viewers for lock the is.
So now they D Lewis, now they what is Daphne Lewis cake?
Yeah.
Auntie Morgan, the wonder too.
I'm speechless.
I will tell you. Aminata Savage say very nice, well done, thank you. And we get Jonathan Cole. He say wow. So
yeah, from Toronto.
Okay, thank you so much.
Johnny
at Yard Road. The good work. We get Lena Harris. He say Yard Road una thank you for the bright light. Yes, he say now we live. Kushe talks for your work. He say God bless una all. So talks again. Lena Harris, they tell you thank you, and they pray for you, and they tell you I go thank you as well. Thank you very much, Lena Harris.
Lena from Texas, I guess. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chadwick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chadwick, for when you read that, and I see you said a smile where you read the comment about how More being so particular.
I'm trouble over time. No can put word. No can put cola na me motto.
No, this is not first month. More if you don't keep that question for the next we'll bring Toks.
Well, I forget Toks for car. Who say we know so we'll get them back again? How about that?
And now when Toks say free to make it, we'll get them because when Toks stay out, say then they want to time all over the West. All right, Toks. I want to take you back to where you start. Because this program they for promotes the Creole culture. You talk something where have been one for us. You say inside Kenya, I get Salon community and I get Creole people and the way they do because you talk about the eats away, they cook and all that thing and they tell me a little bit how big the Salon community in Kenya.
We get over 100 people in Kenya, in Nairobi specifically. And then the thing is, because my dad and then a few other people have been there since 1988, 1982, when person come Kenya, they go say, other people that sound go say, oh, one man named Fred Mokomok and me Mokomok, then they Kenya. just go to their house, they will take care of you, they will cook for you. So anybody will go Kenya. My dad was almost like an unofficial ambassador, I always say, because they would just come and they would always, but I have the impact of my parents, I discovered later on when my mom passed away. And all these people came for her funeral from all over the world and would say, I came and ate at your mother's. Your parents gave me money. Your parents helped me through this. Your parents. And I was like, what? I had no idea, But what I will tell you is something that my parents have really ingrained and instilled in me is just kindness and also to help other people. And I think so to go back to one of the questions you had earlier, the observations that you made, which is why do I do what I do? And I understand that not everybody has opportunities that I do or other people do. So if I can make your life easier in whatever way I can, then that is my destiny. And that in turn becomes my legacy, I pray. My dad, so I think a boy, his name's Mark, not a boy, he's a grown man. I tell him I say earlier, named Mokomok. Now, because there was an act of kindness my dad did for his father, literally a life-saving act of kindness. And the man was so thankful for that, he named his son Mokomok. And so that man now, he's my assistant / brother / my right hand, the COO of my company, he teaches me kindness every day. In fact, he's the one who just the other day, I remember I gave Mark, if you're listening, I'm not mad at you anymore for giving your salary to the orphanage because I get salary to orphanage. I say, because the people don't be get at it. I found this out later from the orphanage. And, he said, and when I Alapanam, he said, but Ade, it's the right thing to do. So that comes from my father's legacy. And that's something that I try and continue in my own life.
All right. Somebody be asked question, see if Salome being benefits by the blood and the person want for no. No. All right. Then you answer that question. But we na road now, like I say, we want for maintain the Creole culture because we know while they die and I make they do all these for let we able for bring Salome people and come together and identify Salome people already across the globe where don't do something for make the Creole family proud. And I want to make maybe you don't know. Say the Creole body they try for put a structure on a freedom where that structure they it will be a museum where like who do identify you soon. We'll get Toks, all the material them inside that museum there. So Bambai tomorrow then picking and go say somebody they way and I've been Creole post when a Toks been days. So all them posts are all in saying that we can get and they so with the bill then they call on the Creoles. So if you feel free for support, you can reach tomorrow. Yeah, with any way if you say we support the Creole fumble, for because in the try for bill and up now, you can reach out to more. We will appreciate we gladly because like we look for people like Kuna, what would they make the museum look meaningful for like picking a go born to man say not your calendar no more been play that guitar. We get people already in the film industry, international film industry, and then this and so So if you feel, you get party them way, and for give charity to your country, and one way we can help we. But answer that question again, ways somebody asks if blood diamond, the diamond owner sell with blood. if it benefits Sierra Leone, over to you.
Honestly, I hate to say no, not really. I think the way it benefits it allowed them to pass legislation and ensure that people who purchase blood diamond or purchase diamonds would get a certificate saying that they'll get a conflict diamond. So that's a way I guess it kind of benefited us. But then when you look and all these things, there's no real checks and balances. So unfortunately, from what I understand, I don't think there was much that benefited us, except for the fact that people know where Sierra Leone is, but then for the wrong reasons. I don't know.
That's the truth. And Toks. The thing is, most times when I go around, even in the workplace, where somebody asks, I say Sierra Leone, they ask, what is Sierra Leone? Who is Sierra Leone? So until I say, the movie Blood Diamond, I say, oh yes.
Yes. And then everyone's like, but isn't there a war going on? And so this is the thing. Even when I talk about where I went for Cancer Alone and getting all my friends who are professionals in the industry, I tell them, say, oh, I went for bringing on a Cancer Alone. And then they say, but isn't there a war? Isn't there this? I'm like, oh boy, we got to change this narrative, and we got to change the narrative quick, so that they can see the salon is such an incredible place with such friendly, amazing people, with such a vibrant culture and community. I mean, yeah, but it starts with us, and it starts with just changing the narrative in film and television.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. That's true. Because even
So
America, you're not the same.
one for the feel you go, what thing go be your words of encouragement to Sierra Leoneans? And if that young man or young woman or like Auntie Marie so we say in getting time, as you don't know they try for build a system and environment wherein people will come and listen to your workshop, this and that. What are you your statement for motivate people, even who in the diaspora, for look back into the country and begin encourage people and say if we can have a talks here, with waiting talks on say, inside, even inside our family we can able for motivate and say you go if you pursue that thing say you able for do you pursue it can be better, maybe you go past talks or you go be what are you word of encouragement to me?
Okay, so make a tell on that something. Especially the Creole people, them. Our history, we come from people who were enslaved, So for 400 years, we weren't broken. Yes, we were bent, like the tree, but they're not breakable, And so we ancestors, they're not fit so that we can have the freedoms we have today. Let's make them proud. And I promise you, the ancestors, they're still talking to us the same way Rudolph Duwala Magabel talks to me constantly. We have a journey, and we were able to win this fight. I think Coretta Scott King said, freedom is never really won. You have to earn it every generation. So you cannot just sit on your laurels and be like, we're going to be okay. No, we have been carried on the backs of our ancestors, and we still have so much work to do. But they did not die, sacrifice their lives, sacrifice everything so that we can just sit back. We have to have faith and make sure that we continue this journey. We take that baton and we pass it to the next generation and continue our greatness and let the world know how great we are.
All right, Moya Chalvik, Toks, before you go, we're not going to let you go without telling us if you don't ever get award for the thing the way you don't do.
Yes, I've got a few awards. In fact, for German King, I win the Best Actor at the Rhode Island Film Festival. Mm-hmm. And that was such a huge honor because I was up against a lot of other people. I don't win Best Actor for one movie where I do called Boxed. I think at the Oregon Film Festival. I've been nominated for the Society of Voice Arts and Sciences for my role as Isaac on Castlevania. In fact, an episode I did of A Tale Dark and Grim was nominated for an Emmy. The first episode of Lost, was nominated for Best Episode, Best Writing. So yes, but God willing, more to come. But I know they do have for the awards and the accolades. I do have to just to change people's lives and change the narrative, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, well,
you get for come back on a yard road because I want follow talk more also about your writing. Yes. We'll not talk much about that today. Down the road, maybe a couple months from now, I will bring you come back. We can talk about your writing and producing. Okay?
Will do.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see you all.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate
you very much for your time. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And for all you do. Okay. Thank you. God bless.
Fambul them watch and tuna your waiting talks don't tell we today. Do ya wanna continue for what you had road every Saturday 1:00 within a so wanna go na YouTube, wanna click that subscribe button. When you click subscribe, that's not me to say you they pay anything. Na free. All it means now that you they follow your road na YouTube. Wanna click that subscribe button. So anytime when they come up with something, wanna go they know. Click that little bell with the near so you're gonna get notification whenever your road get something when they come up, yeah. And wanna not forget we get on a member last week I tell on I say we get on a email we not scroll the email address, make a put on a CM. If on a email we thank you very much. we get survey where we they put out today, what we go send to una na email. But for me, we get on an email address, una get for send on an email to we na this email address. Now only 10 questions where we want for me una answer. Then because like I say, we they grow, we still they learn. And with the learn from una, I wanna save the learn from we. Now we all dey inside this together, okay? So I dey hand over to me other co-host them, let themselves give them last word. Until next week when we see back, me and Morenike, I say thank you to una join with today. Chalvik.
Yes, fumble them. Ona, thank you for spend all this time with we. This na be a really good show where I enjoy, and I believe say una safe enjoy equally so as me. I want to first of all say thanks so much to Morenike for bringing this amazing guest for we this Saturday afternoon. Now, I'll be definitely look forward to this. Like I say, my own part for me was for Yeri and talk Creole, and disappoint at all. Because I really wonder
Thank you.
how we go from this British and all the other accents straight into Creole. But clearly, disappoint, it deliver, and I think it even over deliver. So thank you so much. And so we amazing guests. I want to say thank you, for such brilliant work what you do. You're just an amazing and talented man. And I pray that God will continue for use you, continue for bless you, bless the work of your hands them. And, you're in a salon now as you get all this passion for pass on what in God don't bless you with. I pray that you will succeed in all that. And we young people of Salon, we're so talented themselves, then we're able for benefit from your work. And we will continue to put Salon at the map. They're not going to just know Salon for the war or for Ebola, but for positive things, like the work we they do. You did at Hollywood, some of we not be even know you until now. We pray that we will know more Salon people than like Yusuf by God in power. So thank you so much, and God bless you. So we viewers them again, thank you, and God bless you all. Mr. Theophilus Morrison, thank you as well. And so till next week, Mina Chalvik, the cantor from Boston, Massachusetts. I say una get a blessed weekend, and God bless una. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chalvik. Again, one more time, I want to say thank you to Adetokumbor, Frederick McCormick for we join me. I had road today for can talk a little bit, but in work way it don't do. I go say for saloon because ever left in saloon bien. If na some other people and go distance themselves for saloon, especially where he born a saloon but he grew up in Kenya and Nigeria, Kenya, and then spend time na the states. He go try for balance, but he's proud of in country and instead of don't make him clear say most of the shows the way or movie them way it get the opportunity for the inside if anything get for do with Africa or Sierra Leone, he himself can feel like he hope na him get in wish for say, hey, let this be let it reflect Sierra Leone will we like fine like the blood diamond. So that they show you say yes, he gets passion for his country and who side this so right now and the thing that we don't say they do for sure say yes indeed they want to take that professionalism there to in people and because they're able to identify the talent we tell them thank you pray that God will gain strength, long life, more wisdom, more opportunities, more favor because when the opportunities are there, the favor open doors, and I'm going to make Insef can help Saloon better one. So we tell them thank you, Toks, and it's you day. We tell you plenty thank you. And enjoy the casada leaf, enjoy the fufu, enjoy the obia tank. Eat and well. Drink enough coconut water. Yes. Because see the place hot. We tell you plenty thank you. Well, family them, we tell you plenty thank you. Don't forget to the Crew Host Day and this now information for make you go battle. For that Crew Host, we need for Donam. Because then they when we picking them tomorrow, go down there inside this crew team, better one, then go back home, then go get some sour, then go read plenty history, but crew people them and the crew culture. So you can come back later and pause the video and look at the information. You already say orange money today, a free money, and you see the pay, the check, whatever information, all thing they. So do you una support, and you see the saloon currency US and the euro and the British pound, then information did him. All right. Let we not forget say KDU Global Reunion they come, and this one na inside Maryland, Thursday August 28th to Monday September 1. If you want more information, how for buy you tickets for all the event and wait and get for pay for, and all your hotel and all waiting get for happen from the Thursday to the Monday, go na www.kdumd.org and you will get all the information. Let we not forget say with Daddy Paprat, he write fine book about York Village, and he get other book the way he write. Una go support it in Amazon. Plenty good history there inside and about the York Village and the people them. Also, with Sister Lucia write a book where he day na Amazon, Our Miracle Baby, Dare to Believe. You get plenty information and plenty words of encouragement on for hope for them people and we still the above to Papa God for Pekin. And you were the Fanny I am business and you get your joy, you get you married, you get this and that, go for support with you, brother and sister them. This na Catherine by Bami at gmail.com 301-312-9072. You can call Doreen, when the Assistant Social Secretary of KDU Maryland chapter, and just book your appointment with them. Then it will make every I am fine for you. Then the noisy school, Sierra Leone Grammar School, and then 180, and this are the Old Boys Association, the alumni in California. Then they come up with a Thanksgiving service when a Sunday, March 23, and tomorrow mine, 2 p.m. And this will be at the Episcopal Church of the Advent, na Longwood Avenue, Los Angeles, California. And the preacher na Dr. Frank Hume Dawson. The theme na the Lord's faithfulness. So now go join them, and any donation we want, it did it 310-892-8195. Then at the money business for the sale. You can support them but to them. Then we get another school where noisy. Then the 100 year, then so young. The Prince Williams, then another in the 100. We don't pass 100 now. The old tick we school and the old tick now they go before another in the 100. And getting 37th annual Thanksgiving in commemoration of the Century of Excellence. The Old Prince Williams Association, Opwa, USA. Then they get the Thanksgiving service, April 27, 10 o'clock in the morning. At the same time, we get the Muslim service at Dianet Center of America within 9610 Good Luck Road, Lanham, Maryland, 10 o'clock. The same time, the Christian service going in Zion Evangelical Lutheran Church within 7410 New Hampshire Avenue, Tacoma Park, Maryland. So then they call Una for can support. Una will be get boyfriend at Pew, or Una will marry to Pew man them, and Una will born picking we go Pew, brother we go Pew, and the UA na lady way the only boyfriend if you say you want na your life or man appeal na the 10 days for go show say yes you like them, and then go get the reception after the service, and then we go match pass and then go do the mouth fellowship way, all the I am the way put people go for go eat up. So Kala you can support it. Not go up on a Camlet Evangelical Cathedral na Central Avenue Upper Marlboro. Then we go down to Texas. Another school back again, noise, but these are the high boys school. Now the boys school we come on east. Then why again noise? Now the neighborhood congress. Then they come with them annual Thanksgiving service. We go take place at Spring Valley United Methodist Church, Spring Valley Road, Dallas, Texas, April 6th. Then next week, April 6th, I think next week or week after next. And then theme now together we are rebuilding Nehemiah 2:720. Then preacher Reverend Dr. Bill Coker, and then gets the distinguished Grand Chief Patron. We are Roman again name Mr. Raymond Abraham Adolphus Wolf. Get all the name them, left any name for one name you get. Well, we're going to go support Methodist Boys High School Old Boys Association, the alumni of Texas, where then they do the event. So family, don't forget to, if you want to know more, but Toks, go Google Adetokumbor McCormack, you will see plenty thing where you want for see, and then they will make you say go proud now, say yes. I will follow her now so that anything will come up with a go see. So family them me where they talk to us so Minatio Morrison and from Toronto, Canada. I dey tell una plenty. Thank you again for we una all come watch we big alejo where we get. Una remember say I play lesson bobo for him and I go whap am back one more time because as he say, maybe the whap I be the dance behind the stage. So I dey whap am one more time because now blessing no more can take mortal man to their level and the Tete next week. Minatio Morrison, I say tata.
Blessing. Blessing, Bobo. Blessing, they follow me any side. From up me, take go down me footy, they run down. In a blessing, Bobo. Come be blessing, Bobo. And they wish for see me fall, but I still not fall down. And try for challenge me, but I beat them, whoa. Come be blessing, Bobo. Any side I go, blessing they follow. It's a like water, it just a flow. Outside they show, ain't no hearts for no. Blessing up on me, just like my Donny. It they throw away, blessing they throw away. Money they throw away, couple they throw away. It they throw away, blessing they throw away. Money they throw away. Blessing, Bobo. Blessing, they follow me any side. From up me, take go down me footy, they walk down. In a blessing, Bobo. Come be blessing, Bobo. And they wish for see me fall, but I still not fall down. And try to challenge me, but I beat them, whoa. Only blessing, Bobo.
Salona we yo, Papa. Salona we yo, Mama. Salona we all yo. For now when so they go. Salona we yo, Papa. Make we knock well out. Salona we yo, Mama. Make we knock well out. No sign no day na this one. Wait it and tongue no they jam. If we take them, kill them, and use them, we go see them go. Salona we yo, uncle, not a one my yo. Salona we yo, auntie, now we